ladies and gentlemen, my name's Scyushi, and today I wanted to give you a quick guide to the archer in Fantasy Life I. I've maxed this class out, which means that I can actually show you some of the skill tree stuff. So first of all, this is probably going to end up being the most highly recommended class from me if you're trying to speedrun through the main story. Not only just because you can play at a range, which means you have more survivability, but you can double tap your R1 ability as many times as you want. And this is, it's going to end up being a dodge for this class, but more importantly, it's really good for getting around in areas that you can't use a mount. Base attack is going to end up being a 1-2-3 combo where you end up shooting a large sum of arrows over and over again. You know, it's really good for chipping away at enemies. But you can also end up using your other ability with triangle or Y, that is a shotgun blast to the face. And there's also going to end up being the basic charge attack, which is going to end up raining arrows on an area. And then there is another charge attack that you'll get later with your heavy attack that you can hold down to do a charge shot. And as you get further along in the skill tree, that charge shot will inevitably end up shooting 2 arrows rather than just 1. And then there's also your ultimate ability, which is going to end up shooting down arrows. And eventually you'll get the upgrade where you can end up having that hurricane arrow drop down as the final attack. Now, while all of that is simple enough, where the complexity of this class comes in is the arrow types. So having no element seems to deal the most raw damage, at least if you're dealing physical damage. Sleep is because certain enemies, well, most enemies you can end up putting to sleep, but there doesn't seem to be that much of a function for it yet, other than you will have to see the enemy go through a whole animation where they lay down, they fall asleep, and then they instantly wake back up so long as you're still fighting them. So it's a good opportunity to get some free damage in. Then there's poison, which is self-explanatory. You tag an enemy enough times, they'll get the poison proc and it'll slowly take away their health, which again can make a difference. And then paralyze. This is where I got a little bit confused because we have paralyze and sleep, which are both kind of functionally the exact same. Paralyze will end up stunning the enemy with electricity for a little while, but near as I can tell, there's certain enemies that'll be resistant to either paralyze or sleep, which is why you can kind of swap between the two. Now, having somebody in your party spamming paralyze is really helpful so long as they have high status effect. You could craft a weapon that potentially has like 50% bonus towards paralyze, poison, or sleep, for example, in which case you would definitely end up using that. But for everything that you're just trying to kill, you would just use your standard arrows. Now, I'm not going to end up going through the different outfits that you can get on this class or all of the quests that you can get on this class because frankly speaking, the game already does a fantastic job tracking and telling you where all of these various things are and what to do. So instead, I thought that I would take a moment to look at the skill tree here because it's a lot simpler than you would think, and this part of the video can kind of apply to every class because on the right side, that's always going to end up increasing your raw damage, which it doesn't seem like 5 is a lot, but it adds up because at the end game, you're dealing like 300 or 400 damage with like a lot of your basic attacks anyways. The left side is going to be your defensive abilities. So you'll get like magic defense, frostbite resist, fire resist, and so on and so forth. But you'll also get this unleash a powerful attack with different arrow effects. So what this is going to do is make it so that your charged attack will actually apply the effect of paralyzed, sleep, and whatever else. And this ability right here is what's going to end up giving you the 2 shots with your charge attack that I don't have yet. Down here, this is where you'll unlock your different arrow types, which is really important. And this final ability I can't get yet just because I'm not high enough level. Up here, you're going to end up having max health, as well as going on this side gives you more to your max health. This reduces SP, then there's charge up time for your ult and widen the arrow rain. On the right side, you're going to end up getting your ultimate ability that you can activate so long as you have it charged up. And then this is going to end up giving you the arrow shower when you use your ult. Going up in the skill tree, you can end up getting some more max HP, item drop rate, dosh, which is the money drop rate. And then the hero skill I don't have, but my buddy does, and it gives 10% crit rate and 20% crit damage to all classes. That's what most of the hero skills do, is just apply to everybody.